Good morning, everybody. This is going to be on Bitcoin, where it's headed, what happened last night, and then we'll just look at a few of the main cryptos we hold because I know you guys want to know where they're headed. But again, I'm not getting too excited, so let's get into it. And remember, this is not financial advice, this is just for entertainment purpose. So, Bitcoin is following this pattern here. Now, this is a mini pattern within the master pattern. I always said if you get a confirmation candle outside, then the trend itself has changed. So this confirmation candle, three of them, is telling me that Bitcoin will go in a different direction. This falling pattern most likely is over. It might dip back in and come right back out. So if Bitcoin, according to Luxalgo, is going to 63,400, then I think that's more likely. Now, that being said, we're going to still look at the master pattern, okay? So I'm going to turn off this pattern and I'm going to turn on the master pattern. And I'm going to go on 1 day candle so we can get zoomed in. Now, of course, if you look at the 1 day candle, you see this 56K and you see this 51K. This too doesn't count anymore because we did wick down and the signal was given before the wick took place. So this pattern itself and the down is not valid anymore. This little area that I drew now becomes the support area if it ever pulls down, unless the target itself changes from Luxalgo. So if you want to feel bullish, then this yellow line is your key. Bitcoin has to break above this yellow line and has to open a candle just like I showed you previously. If it does, we're more likely to test the middle of the range or even come back and test the top of the range. After we get to the middle or top of the range, then we need a candle above. This is the best case scenario. So I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to look what's going on. So look at this master pattern that's been going on. This master pattern actually started in, you cannot see the date, it started in March. And today we're in a little bit past mid-August. Never has there been a single candle above this white line. Once we get a candle above this white line, then we're off to the races to something beautiful. Until then, either Bitcoin will come to the middle, bounce back, Bitcoin might come to the topper end, bounce back, Bitcoin can touch the top, bounce back, Bitcoin can wick up and then bounce back, or Bitcoin will make a candle above the trend line and go up. So enough with Bitcoin. Let's get into a few of your other favorites. Let's look at Caspa. What I find interesting is even with the pump that Caspa's in on the 4-hour chart, it still think Caspa's going to break 15 cents. On the 3-hour chart, it thinks Caspa's going to go to 17.7. 2-hour thinks it's going to go to 17. 1-hour thinks it's going to go to 16.5. So for now, let's just hope for a 17.5 Caspa, which means Bitcoin will probably go to 63, maybe 64. But until Bitcoin sets that candle up there, Caspa's not going to make a deep run. This is just day to day, 2 days, 3 days fluctuation. Turbo, and again, we'll start off with the 4-day chart. So 4-day chart is still bullish. It hasn't changed. 3-day chart is still bullish. 2 days bullish. I'm thinking Turbo is going to be bullish all across. So yes. Now I'm going to zoom out and look at Turbo with you really quick. When you see this red candles, these aren't true red candles. These are Luxalgo's version of a red candle. Now, Lux doesn't buy into this pump on its own. Now, I'm looking at a day candle, but for Turbo, because the history isn't that long, I'll look at it a 4-hour candle. If you look at it, Turbo is trying to break out of this trend. I was still thinking Turbo was going to eventually break to the downside, but so far it hasn't done that yet. If Turbo can set a candle above, then Turbo is more likely to test out the first target on the 4-hour chart, which is 004878. So let's go to Ondo. Ondo on the 4-hour chart also thinks it's going to head towards 79 cents. Let's look at a shorter term. And within the hour, it thinks it may head to 74. But if you look at it, while we were sleeping, it did wick to 74. So 79 cents is a tentative target. Stacks. Let's see, 1 hour it already hit the target. 2 hours 154. 3 hours says 159. And 4 hour gave a target of 166. So let's look at Arrow. On the 4 hour, Arrow might go to 72 cents. Let's look at ABT. Now watch this. ABT, while we were sleeping, hit close to 160, which is great. Also, something all you ABT people need to remember is, one thing I said is we want a confirmation candle outside of this master pattern that ABT has been in. So if this candle is a real indication of what's about to happen, ABT is finally breaking out of this descending parallel channel that it's been on for a long time. So that is amazing news for all you ABT people. GFI is on a pump, but it still hasn't broken out of its master pattern if you look at it. But GFI is moving. So GFI, if you look at it, it hit its first target, which is 244. It came a little bit above it, 250. Next, it might go to 270. PNG. So also, if you look at it that night, PNG broke out, could not set any candles above it until this 3 candle. So PNG is on a move up. It's going to go towards 26 cents according to the previous target. But let's look at a shorter time frame where it's headed. 1 hour is not much there. 2 hour is still under sell. 3 hours is still under sell. 4 hour has a bullish. 5 and 6. So PNG actually might. Now you can see PNG did hit that. If PNG continues this trend, does anything amazing, PNG will probably go around 30 cents. Render. On the 4 hour chart, it thinks render will go to $5.26. On the 3 hour, $5.13. On the 2 hour is $5. On the 1 hour, it's going to be $4.73. Solana, 152 on the 1 hour. 2 hour thinks it's 151. 3 hours, 154. And 4 hours, 158. I'm going to wrap this video up now, about at 10 minutes. That gives you a small direction. I'm still going to wait for Bitcoin to give me a confirmation above that yellow line that something nice is happening. Otherwise, we're just going to get rejected up top and then retrace back down. So until next time, take it easy.